Hello. For today's class, you won't need much. You may want a pillow, bolster, something to sit on. Could be a yoga block, but that's about it. Otherwise, your mat. And you may want to blow your nose before practice and have some tissues by you. We'll be doing alternate nostril breathing. So sometimes it can help to clear your nose first. Don't worry if you're really stuffy. I've got you covered with an alternate plan. So grab your things and join me on your mat. Wonderful. We will actually get started today on hands and knees, a little different. So go ahead, move to hands and knees. You might see me, well, I'm thinking you don't watch me anyways, you listen, but you might see me demo stuff and then stop. I've got a little kink in my neck today that I'm working out. So go ahead, check that your knees are below your hips, and check that your wrist, shoulders, and elbows are lined up. And then check that your lower back isn't dipping down, but feel like there's a little string from your belly button, just kind of pulling it up a little bit just to get that back kind of straightened out a little. Spread your fingers comfortably wide, not to the widest, like where it's comfortable, and bring your pinkies in though. We don't want them spread. Okay, then gently press away in your shoulders here. And inhale, bring chest forward, head up, and feel that stretch. Collarbones feel like they're moving to opposite sides, maybe a little away from each other. And then exhale, arch your back, let your head hang, press away, separating shoulder blades. And continue playing around with that. And bring awareness, like notice, like where in my body am I feeling this? What is happening? And just kind of bring awareness to in your body here. Awesome. When you're finished with this round, go ahead and feel free to freestyle. So maybe you want knees wider, maybe they stay what they are, but just tune into your body and start to move in a way that feels good to you. Again, with the purpose here is building awareness. Where does my body need some stretching? And how can I attempt to reach those spots? Pausing wherever you need to. And maybe you're like, oh, I want to go back to that cat-cow we were doing before. Like, go ahead and do that. Beautiful. And then come back to center here. Bring your knees comfortably wide. Toes together, bring hips back toward the feet, forehead toward the mat. If this doesn't feel good, you can bring knees back in, play around. You can grab that pillow, and that pillow can go in front of you if you want a little space between you and your mat or the floor here. And you can rest forehead down. You can massage and rock forehead back and forth here. Inhale, come back onto hands and knees. Bring knees back under hips. Check your alignment of wrist, shoulders, and just so it feels okay, press out of those shoulders. Inhale, head up. Chest forward. Exhale, arch back, let head hang. And then bring hips, your bottom back to your feet, forehead toward the mat. So we're just going to move here a little bit of inhaling, rising up. Chest forward, head up. Exhale, arch back, let head hang, but then shift back into child's pose. And you can pause. Like if you're like, I want to take a couple breaths in child's pose, do that. Or a couple breaths in any part. And then when you're ready, inhale, come back up. Yeah, and just play around and make this work for you. You could even be like, oh my gosh, I need stillness, or I need movement. Just be moving with your breath in a way that serves you. Beautiful. The next time you are back on all fours, go ahead and come all the way down to your belly here. Bring hands next to your chest alongside you and tuck those elbows in. Feel tops of the feet on the mat, floor, wherever. They are hip distance apart. And then maybe even a little wider is okay. And then inhale, stretch forward to lift up. Just feeling that stretch here. Exhale, lower down. Continue that. Elbows are in, and they're not super tight toward their body. They're just not flared out. Shoulder blades are kind of pulled down and back a little bit. Inhale, stretch forward to lift up. Maybe chin is tucked a little bit, so it's not adding all that extra weight. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, rise. Your own breath, your own time. Exhale, lower. And then bring hands in front of you. Stack them on top of each other and rest your forehead on your hands here, or rest on one cheek, whatever feels good. A little crocodile pose here. Relaxing tension in shoulders. And just feeling breath here. As you inhale, belly presses into the mat. As you exhale, it releases. And we'll bring hands back next to our chest and come back onto hands and knees here. And this time we are going to move, or actually keep hands where they are is fine. Curl toes under, lift hips up and back for downward dog. Bring your shoulders away from ears. Push that butt up into the air and shift some weight into your feet. So it maybe feels like there's magnets attracting heel toward the mat. They don't have to touch. Most of us, they can't. And then pedal out, just stretching your legs here a little bit. So maybe you bend deep into one knee, press the other heel back. And then when you want, switch, just stretch. And then we're going to inhale, come back down to hands and knees. And exhale back into child's pose, bottom to your feet, forehead toward the ground. And we're going to move slowly between these three poses, and you do whatever you want in between and take as many breaths as you need. Like, the goal is to just tune into your body and give your body what it needs. So when you're ready, no rush, you'll inhale back onto hands and knees. Curl toes under, lift hips up and back for downward dog. Shoulders away from ears. Push those hips up and back. Drop a little weight in those heels. Inhale back onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. If downward dog isn't feeling good, don't stay long or skip it. You can come back to what we were doing before. So just play around with this, moving with your breath and your time, finding what feels good. So just moving your breath, your own time. Maybe slower than you normally would, and pausing whenever you need. And yes, maybe those stories will come in of guilt and shame of, no, I should do this instead of this. Just listen and don't get carried into those stories and identify them as stories. Just flowing, your own breath, your own time. Making it up as you go by tuning into your body. We'll do just one more round here. We'll meet in a child's pose if that feels okay. If not, come to hands and knees is just fine. If you're not already in child's pose, you can make your way there. And then this time, walk hands out in front of you, fingertips out in front of you, and maybe sway side to side. And maybe you're feeling it in your shoulders here. maybe your hips. Just kind of play around with that. Just slow and gentle. And then from here, we'll come on to hands and knees. And then from here, we'll sit back down onto our feet if this feels okay. If it doesn't feel okay, you can put your pillow there to sit on, or you can grab a block here. Relax, shoulders down here. Inhale, come on to knees up and bring arms up. Exhale, sweep them down behind you and come back onto your feet. Yeah, and you can use your hands to help if you need. Inhale, rise up, arms up. Exhale, sweep them back. Maybe even do some wrist circles. Come down to seated. Wonderful. And just continue that, your own breath, your own time, nice and slow, pausing where you need to. Yes. If knees don't feel good, don't do this. You can just raise arms and bring them down. You can sit regular. Okay, from here, we'll finish up that last round and then come down to seated. Beautiful. And from here, I want you to check in with your body and just, are there any more spots that need an attention? So maybe you want to move into some torso circles. Maybe you want neck circles. Just kind of tune in. So one theory is that yoga, movement with breath, mindful movement, whatever you want to call this piece of it, was actually created for children, boys in particular, to help them sit during like a meditation practice. If it feels right, you can reverse directions. So we're just kind of checking in with our body, doing a little connecting to our body. What does it need? So we can find some stillness, because otherwise it can be hard, because little spots in our body need attention, or there's energy in our body we need to move, or there's stories in our head ruminating on replay. So we'll kind of be putting that to action today. So go ahead. Any other spots in your body, we'll take a couple more breaths to just check in. You can do shoulder circles, neck circles, anything. Like, just don't worry if you're like, I don't know. Maybe your body's ready for stillness already. Yeah. Even looking side to side. Wonderful. And we'll take a breath to finish up here. And when you're ready, you can grab your pillow if you'd like. And it can go under your knees. We're going to lie down, and then we're going to come up to seated to do a little breathing practice. But we're going to lie down first. So you can bring your pillow, if you turn it up kind of the tall spot if you want, you can have a little more bend in your knees, or you can have it flat. And just come to lying down in a way that's comfortable to you. So maybe feet are a little wider than hip distance. Maybe arms are out down along your side, but then out a little wider. Just find what feels good to you. And then exhale fully. Inhale, fill belly with air. And exhale, release. And then bring awareness to all the parts of your body that are touching the ground here. Maybe your heels. maybe your hands, either palms or back of your hands, maybe your shoulders, back of your head. Just kind of notice all those points that are connected. And then, can you release a little more? Feel like you're a little heavier on the ground here. Can you take down tongue from the roof of your mouth and release tension in your jaw? Leave a little space between your teeth. Lips can still be closed. Breath can still just be through the nose. Noticing these spots that are connected to the ground below you. Visualize yourself outside on a warm summer day in a way that is safe for you. So you're protected or shaded from the rays of the sun, but you still get to feel the warmth. Imagine that warmth on your body. And then imagine your body touching the ground in a way that feels good to you. So maybe that's a blanket on the earth, or maybe it is right on the grass. Feeling yourself connected to the earth. And in all these spots where you feel connection to the ground now, imagine a string, a cord, a root connected into the earth, into the soil, into the ground. And imagine, just like a plant, you have this power to draw energy, draw life, draw whatever it is you need, feeling grounded, feeling clarity, feeling connected, up from the ground through these roots, these cords, whatever they are for you, and into your body. Knowing that you're not depleting what the earth has, because the earth has this capacity to take things and turn them into the soil and turn them into nutrients. So it is constantly making new nutrients. And sometimes this grounded, connecting feeling, really lying on the ground, stepping on the ground, gives us this energy transfer. Everything is made out of energy, the earth, our bodies, and we can use some of that from the earth. And as you're filling up with these things that you need, this feeling of groundedness, being connected, having energy, not in a sense of energy to do all the things, but just energy to be you, clarity to say yes to the things that light you up and say no thanks to the things that don't. As you're filling up with all of this, some of those feelings, that extra stress, that feeling that we're not enough, that feeling that we are always having to prove our worth, imagine them leaving through these same roots down into the earth. We are doing no harm to the earth because it takes these things, much like it takes garbage and composts it into new soil. It will take this and turn it into nutrients. So just imagine that extra stress, fear, feeling of not enough, proving your worth, going into the ground. And then again, being filled by these nutrients from the earth, this energy, reminding ourselves that we weren't made by mistake. The world needs us, the earth needs us to be who it is we are. Some can call it our purpose, but I don't think our purpose is our job or necessarily something we have to go searching for. Our purpose is to just be ourselves. Let go of the weight of having to try to be something else or change the way we are, and just to be us. Bring awareness once more to that connection, all those connection points on the ground. And start to bring tiny little wiggles of movement to your fingers and toes. Maybe even slowly turn head from one side to the other. On an inhale, reach arms up above, extend legs long, and give yourself a nice long body stretch. Maybe even bend to one side and the other. Just play around with what feels good to you today. On an exhale, relax, bring arms down. Hug those knees in. Massage that low back. So maybe you're rocking side to side, back and forth. Maybe your knees are going opposite circles in like a figure 8. Anything that feels good. Give yourself time to try it out. And then when you're ready, roll on to the side of your choice. Take a couple breaths here. And then slowly make your way up to seated, and you can sit on that pillow if you'd like. We are going to move into that alternate nostril breathing. So if you have tissues by or you're feeling a little stuffy, you can blow your nose. If you'd like, always feel free to do that. If you're feeling really stuffy, I've got something else for you to try. So no worries. So sit comfortably. This is a breath that's a favorite of mine. I will do it lying in bed or in the morning. And what you're going to do is you're going to, if you're left-handed or right-handed, whatever hand you want to use, you're going to put down your pointer and your middle finger. And you're going to use your ring finger and your thumb to plug each nostril at a time. So we'll just take a couple normal breaths here. And if you get into it, don't worry, I'll give you something like I said. Yeah. So after your couple normal breaths, when you're ready, you can plug your left nostril and inhale in through your right, and then switch. Plug your right, open the left, exhale out the left. Inhale back in that left. Switch, exhale out the right. Inhale back in the right. Switch, exhale out the left. Inhale back in the left. Switch out the right. Just continue this. If you're finding it's too stuffy, you can not do the plugging and just imagine a light, any color you want, moving through each nostril. Otherwise, go ahead and just continue with this. No worries about doing it exactly right. Let yourself play around and figure it out. Finish up this round, whatever that means to you. If the eyes are closed and you want, keep them closed and just bring both hands down by your knees, thighs when you're ready, and just come back to normal breaths. And just kind of bring awareness to any shifts in your body through the practice, through the breath. Notice any changes or any energy you feel in any spots. No worries if it's nothing. It's just bringing awareness to your body here. And then bring hands together and rub them together. This is just another quick little grounding practice of rubbing those hands together, creating a little friction, a little heat, and then softly cup them over your eyes. Blink your eyes open. Bring hands down to your lap. Inhale, reach arms up. Palms together. Exhale, thumbs to heart. Pause here and think of one thing you are grateful for today. Bring a smile to your face. And thank you so much for practicing with me today.